Good afternoon and a very warm welcome indeed. Nice and easy on this one. We don't have to hurry it. We're just taking our time. It's a slow moving message this. I've got 5 bets for you for Saturday's racing and they're all big prices. 7, 8, 10, 12, 14. All big ones. Any double pays 50 to 1. Any treble will pay about 3, 4, 500 to 1. You get a 4-timer up, you're talking 2,000, well 3,000 to 1, and you get everything up, you get your jackpot Charlie. So 5 bets, all with outstanding chances. One of them is a free bet, which would normally be £10, and it's a free bet for you. It runs at the Curragh, and I'm going to give you that free of charge. It is an Irish dark horse that I'm going to give you with no cost attached to it whatsoever. Should be £10, but it's a taster bet for you, and I'm going to give it you free. And I've got a very good, strong message for it, and I'm sure it'll go very close indeed. And it does come from a very warm source. It was rarely wrong, and there we go. So I'll give you that in just one moment. Other bets I want to tell you about are running at Ayr, Lingfield, and a couple up at Haydock Park. All good prices, 7, 8, 10s, 12s, and all got outstanding chances. Remember, I started this video presentation for you 6 days ago, which was this Friday, today, with Saturday's racing. And I come up with a horse called MOULIN, BOOJ, which won at 14 to 1 on the Saturday. And also another horse which came placed at 16 to 1. So 2 out of 4 that day. There was 5 horses last Saturday, but one was a non-runner. But 2 out of 4, as Meatloaf would say, or something like that. Not so bad, is it? Including a 14 to 1 winner. Well, that was one of the winners that I tipped last week in a week which brought, since Saturday, brought 6 payouts. A 14 to 1, 11 to 2, and 8 to 1 winner. Of course, on Wednesday night, FINNIANS row, absolutely bolted up, job done. I think it was Wednesday night or Thursday night, but anyway, 3 big winners and then 3 big places at 15 to 2, 14 to 1, and 16 to 1. I've got 5 horses I'm going to tell you about today, so no more ado. I think we need to really get stuck into it. I'm really pleased the way things are progressing. Thanks everyone for giving me so many thumbs up. It's helping my channel really branch out, and almost 2,000 views a day coming in. Very, very pleasing indeed. And I'm doing everything I can now to get you some big winners for tomorrow on Saturday. Whatever happens on Saturday, make a date with me on Saturday night for Sunday's action. Sunday, I brought you 2 winners from 3 bets, 1 big each way at 15 to 2, and an 11 to 2 winner on Glastening Nights for my old pal Richard Fahey. I've got a very big 10 to 1 chance to tell you about, which runs on Sunday, and I'll give you that on Saturday night on here. And I'm looking forward to that very much indeed. So if you've got your pens and papers ready, I think we need to get through it. I say I'm not going to rush this. I'm not in a big hurry. I'm getting the message on nice and early for you so you can get the best prices. Nice and easy, slow moving message. Let's get on with it. Number 2 is your first bet of the day. It's called McDad, trained by David Amira, ridden by David Nolan. Number 2, McDad. Been running in a 0 to 80 and 0 to 85 contest and drops down to a 0 to 70. And I think it gives it an amazing chance. It's a chestnut gelding, just 5 years old. It does carry 10 stone 2, but it is lowered considerably in grade. David Nolan rides the 5-year-old. He rode it 4 outings ago when it actually finished, well, right down the pan, 19th of 21. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. I say it's been running out of its grade. And today, I should say on Saturday, McDad is running in a grade where he really should be very dangerous from, and off a low weight of 70 has an outstanding chance. So the horse McDad's got no form to its name, 5 noughts and a 4. But if you look back last year, in this type of months, in between June and July, he won 3 times. And 2 of them were in 0 to 75 contests. And all 3 times he won off higher marks than he's running off tomorrow on Saturday. He won off 71 Ayr, he won off 74 at Doncaster, and then he won off 77 off Ayr in a higher contest. So if you put all that in the equation, he's running off a low mark of 70 in a 0 to 70, and he won 3 times at the same time last year. It's something to bet on this. It's number 2, McDad. The handicapper has relented. He went right up to a mark of 81 after winning those races, and David Amir has managed to get him down to just a mark of 70, which is lower than all those 3 victories. Say no more, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Number 2, McDad. Each way, it's going to be a decent price because it's got, as I say, 5 duck eggs and a 4. So I'm hoping for 8 to 10 to 1, but we'll have to see. As I say, the tissues haven't come out yet. but I think it should be around that price. So 812. It's called McDad, trained by O'Meara or O'Mara, whichever you want to call it, and David Nolan takes them out, and it's got a cracking chance and got to go very close, very dangerous in this sort of grade. I've just explained why, that it's been winning in much better grades than this, of higher weights. He's managed to get it down, O'Meara, into a racing weight, which is really, really, should be very close indeed. O'Meara's horses are running all right. He's had 2 winners in the last 10 runners sent out, so nothing to worry about there. I'll give you this Irish horse in just 1 second. I'll just put a tick on that McDad. First of all, though, I'm going to take you to the meeting at Lingfield Park, and I've got a horse here which is, off the Richter scale, really. I don't think anyone would find this, but I've found it, and I'll be very disappointed if it doesn't win, to be honest with you. It's in a classified stakes race at 0 to 50, so it's not a handicap. It's all horses between 0 to 50 all carry the same weights. And there's a horse here I think could be a little bit too good for these. But I've got to tell you again, it's got no form to its name. It's got 5 zeros. 5 zeros to its name. Means nothing, that, because if you look deeper and deeper, like what I've just told you about McDad, this gelding, it's called Radiant Angel, number 6. Radiant Angel, trained by Joe Ponting and ridden by Nicola Curragh. Quite an unfashionable combination, those two. But Joe Ponting's a pretty good trainer, to be honest with you. He's only had 3 winners this year, but he's only had 62 runners. And last year he had 6 winners from 71. So, he hasn't got much to work with, but what he does, he gets winners, and winners generally at decent prices. This horse last time out went off at 25 to 1 and was well above this grade. In the last 5 runs, it's come 8th of 13, 9th of 13, 7th of 8, 8th of 10 and 8th of 12. In other words, absolute desperation. But Ponting, a very astute trainer, has put this into a 0 to 50 classified where it's really chucked in and really should go very close indeed. It's running as horses, it's a little bit better than at level weights, and I think it's got a great chance. Number 6, Radiant Angel then, Radiant Angel, and it's ridden by Nicola Curragh. I've got a lot of time for Nicola, a very good horsewoman, and she's rode winners. She rode 2 winners out of the last 4 rides she's had, so you can't fault that. She rode for Ollie Sangster and Faye Bramley. She's in demand, she's a cracking girl, and she's a cracking jockey. So there we go. Number 6, Radiant Angel, put a tick on that one. Around about 8 or 10 to 1 with the form line. It's got 5 zeros, but it doesn't, as I say, tell the story, and that's what I'm here for, to mark your card on horses that are extremely well handicapped and extremely much fancied to run big races, and have been, I won't say set up, but they're certainly getting them into a handicap position where they should be going close and to get the owners a winner, and that's what I'm doing. So basically, we're finding horses which are ahead of the assessor and ready to strike. And that's what we're doing. All that is coming in a moment, this Irish horse. I'm going to give you one more bet first, then I'm going to give you the Irish horse, and then I'm going to give you this other horse at Haydock. I've got 2 at Haydock I want to tell you about. And so I'm not going to rush this message. I'm just taking it nice and easy. I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to another winner or 2 tomorrow, maybe more. I really am fancying. I'm very focused at the moment, extremely focused. And with the 6 winning bets we've had in the last few days, all big uns, 14s, MOULIN BOOJ last Saturday. I loved that. It was the first bet I gave out, and it won last week, so that was lovely. I really started with a bang, and it continued, as I say, with that Irish horse at Wexford this week at 8 to 1 as well. Was a lovely winner as well. But I'll give you this other Irish horse in 1 second. Good at Haydock Park. I hope you're enjoying the message. If you are, give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Let me just turn to it. 4:45 at Haydock. I've got 2 there, but I'm going to give you the first one now. Is the 4:45 at Haydock, and it's I believe it's number 12. It is number 12. Again, a horse with not much form to recommend it. 0004. Trained by Michael Harrington, who's pretty unfashionable again, but he's doing all right, Michael Harrington. Ridden by a jockey I've got a lot of time for, David Probert. I think this filly has an outstanding chance of a mark of just 59. She ran well last time up at Leicester. Used to be trained by Alice Haynes, actually, and she ran really well last time up, went 4th of 10 to Moby Quick in a handicap, and I think a repetition of that form would go close. Well, I think it's a little bit better than that, because what's happening here, this filly, she's going back up to 7 furlongs from 6 furlongs, and there's no doubt about it in my eyes, or the trainer's eyes, obviously, because it's been put up to that by Michael Harrington, and I think he's going to do the job here. I think it could well win. He won with a horse called Pepper Cocktail just 2 or 3 outings ago, and also a horse called Stone's Foresight. So he's had 2 winners in the last 6 runs. So I'm trying to pick your horses which are informed trainers, well in at the weights. Trips are perfect, tick all the boxes, tick, 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 tick. Whether they win or lose, well, that's in the lap of the gods at times. But what you're doing, you're having horses which are better prices than they should be. And if you keep beating the value, you're going to win money because you're beating the bookies at their own game. So the idea is to get better prices on the horses than they should start. And that's because, I'm doing my homework, obviously, but I know what I'm doing. And I'm finding horses that are better prices, bigger prices than they should really start. And if you keep beating the percentages and beating the market, you are beating the odds. And if you beat the odds, you will win. It's all about mathematics and it's all about percentages. I'm trying to teach you things as you go along without talking down to you. I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing. They're not random picks. They're on horses which are ready to go, ready to strike. The trainers know that, the connections know that. But you won't get to know because they're almost hidden. They're hidden. They're under the radar, a lot of these horses, because they've been got ready to land, not so much gambles, but land a win for the owners. Not all the owners are gamblers, far from it. Most are in it just for the fun and enjoyment. But we're having a go at the horses. So my job's to find horses that can win at big prices. And this is, I'm showing you how I'm doing it. And that's how I back so many big price winners. It's not just picking a horse I fancy out the paper. It's hours and hours of intense research, and that's what you're getting from me. Right, okay, so I'll give you the other one at Haydock in just one moment. I'm getting a bit thirsty here. I'm on the Ballygowan today. I'm just going to have a sip of that, if you don't mind, and then I'll come to this Irish horse. Excuse me 1 minute. Thanks so much. I don't mean to be rude, but it just smells a bit dry there. Quite excited. I'm very excited to be with you. I hope you can feel that energy coming through for me. I'm totally in control of what I'm doing with you, and I know exactly what I'm doing. But I just want to say thanks to every one of you coming through and making this line such a strong line in just 1 week with thousands and thousands. I think there's 15,000 views in the first week with my short bets and also the short service bets and this one. And, what can I say? Just thanks very much for listening and listening for a long time as well. A lot of people come on these messages and switch off, but I get the analytical approach reports, and it tells me you're staying on and on and on and on, so you're enjoying it, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the thumbs up. I'm getting 300 thumbs up, 200, 300 thumbs up today. And that tells me again you're enjoying it. So it's feedback, it's great. So if you want to give me a thumbs up, I do notice it obviously, and in my analytics, I get all of that on this. It's a website. I go on the iPhone and I can see everything, all sorts of things. It's really interesting. I like statistics. And I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It tells me how old people are, who are viewing, the demographic, I think it's called. It tells me everything. So it's great. It tells me how long you hang. It tells me loads of things. Anyway, should we tell you something? I think I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you a winner, hopefully, at the Curragh, and it runs on Saturday. Now, it's a big one. I always say pick a big one. All the girls do. It's a bit of a joke. An old bookmaker used to say that on the stand when I worked with him. He was a great workman. He was amazing. He's passed on now, sadly, but he was great, and he taught me so much about bookmaking and odds and percentages when I was a tic-tac man and also a clerk at the races for many years, and worked really across the board, really, but mainly in the Midlands region. Anyway, we best get on, eh? I'm going to take you now to the 505 at the Curragh, and it's a big handicap, and there's lots of runners. 18 go to post. I think there's just been a non-runner there, actually, not my horse, but there has been a non-runner. 18 go to post. I think they're paying out first 4, first 5. So I'm each way, and I'll be disappointed if this doesn't figure in the first 3. This trainer, actually, I think he just pulled one. He had 2 in it, and I think he might have pulled it out. No, it's okay. No, he had the same Christian. I'm waffling. Number 13, Tai Tam Bay. Sorry to keep you waiting there. I just saw something, and it was all right anyway. Oh, number 13, Tai Tam Bay. I don't know if you understand that. I might put it on a subtitle for you, but it's Tai, T-A-I, then Tam, T-A-M, and then Bay, B-A-Y. So it's 3 letters. Tai Tam Bay. Right, this also got 4 zeros next to its name. It's trained by the first Grand National winning jockey I backed, a man called Eddie Harty. He rode the Grand National win on Highland Wedding. Well, this isn't Highland Wedding. I think it was 1969 that. But this one's not. It's not. It's not that one. It's Time Tam Bay, and it's ridden by Lee Roach, and it was ridden by Chris Hayes the last couple of times and the time before that, and it's been replaced by Lee Roach. Now it runs off a mark of 70. I can't tell you everything I know about this filly, but I know she's extremely well fancied, and she's got a very powerful chance. She was badly interfered with at Galway this week. She ran at Galway, and she was finished 7th of 15. But she went off at 33 to 1 that day, double carpet. But she got really badly balked on the straight, on the bends as they come round. And then the jockey couldn't get through, and it's all over the place. But what happened here, this is another horse who's dropped in the weights, it's slipped in the weights, and it's ready to strike. There's no question in my mind, having that run at Galway has made this filly pitch perfect. She hadn't ran for 6 weeks previous to that, and although on paper 7th of 15 doesn't look very good, it was a cracking run. She had trouble in transit, she had to weave through. Chris Hayes, he got it into a bit of a mess. He's a good jockey, Chris Hayes, but he got it into a bit of a mess, and has been replaced by Lee Roach. That's not to say Lee's a better jockey than Chris, but essentially, riding to instructions tomorrow, this horse is going to take the world of beating. It's got no form to its name, but I've just told you, last time out at Galway, it could well have won, or certainly framed, and the penalty, it runs off the same mark of 70, and it hardly had a race that day, really. It got badly interfered with. They had to pull it up and jerk it round and snatch it up. And number 13, anyway, Time Tam Bay. And might not win, but I think it'll run a big race. And I'll be disappointed if it doesn't win, because it's ready to win. And when they're ready to win, they usually, they go close, that's for sure. Barring accidents, I think this horse is really a cracking bet to get stuck into, and I'm on it. I don't know what price. I expect 12s, maybe bigger, 14, 16. Trained by Eddie and Patrick Harty, ridden by Roach. Drawn 12, everything's in its favour. I've got this down, it's ticking all the boxes. And the fact that it ran last time out at Galway was cracking. The draw 12's perfect. It favours the high draws here. So I've took everything into consideration for you. Nothing's left to chance. And I think this horse is going to take some beating. I don't care about the price. The bigger the price, the bigger the certainty. The bigger the price, the bigger the certainty. Well, I hope it runs well for you. I'm sure it will. It's called Time Tam Bay. Normally that would be a £10 bet. So I'm giving you a tenner. So you can have a tenner on it if you want on the house with me, can't you? But the bottom line is it's ready to win. Whether it does, it's ready. Simple as that. Right, I'm going to give you one more now, and then I'm going to wish you all the best of luck. And thanks ever so much. I say give us a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. I really appreciate your time. But hopefully with all the winners I'm giving you. And now I'm trying to explain a bit what I'm doing as well. I'm giving you an educational process of what I'm actually going through. So it doesn't take too long, and I don't want to rush it. Because if I rush it, it's going to sound a bit, it sort of doesn't explain exactly how I work and how much effort I put in and experience I put in. So there we go. Let me take you to Haydock Park, shall I? This is for the final bet, and don't miss it, because if you're having doubles and trebles and accumulators, you want to put all the 5 in, all each way. Even if they're all placed, it'll come to a pretty penny, that's for sure. So I'll give you this, then I'll be back to you at 6 o'clock on Saturday night for Sunday's action. And I've got a big 10 to 1 I want to tell you about tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, the final bet is in the 335 at Haydock. You've already had one from Haydock, a horse called Melissa Honey, which is a bit of a sidewinding bet. It's got a big chance that, and looks like it hasn't, but it has. But in the 335 at Haydock, I've got a horse here trained by Ed Walker and ridden by Kieran Schumacher. I think I said it might have been ridden by Paul Morenon, but it's not. It's ridden by Kieran Schumacher. Ed Walker's horses are in cracking form. This horse has dropped in the weights, and last time out it needed the run and blew up. This is a horse I'm talking about, blew up. It means it needed the run. And I'm pretty sweet on this. It's number 6. It's got 4 zeros next to its name. 0. It's called Komodo Island. It was going well till 2 out, really cantering, but it just couldn't keep it up. And then brought it home very considerately and never gave it a race, really. It's had 2 weeks to get over that, and it's reported to be absolutely cock on. It's been dropped £3 in the weights. I think it's going to take a lot of beating. And Komodo Island, it's number 6. It was a 0 to 75 handicap rated that day, and it's been dropped into, oh no, sorry, it's a 0 to 75 again, sorry, but basically it's down £3 and it's definitely cock on fit to go. So for me, it's a cracking bet. Should be 7, 8, 10 to 1, something like that. So there we go. So Titan Bay, don't forget that in the Curragh, that's the 505. That's my dark horse bet, which I'm going to give you free of charge, would normally be a tenner. McDad, if you like that one, that one's in the 812 at Ayr. 620 at Lingfield, Radiant Angel, big price that one, very strong. And Melissa Honey in the 445 at Haydock, and Komodo Island in the 335 at Haydock. Well, that's it from me to you. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up. Good luck.